Welcome to Art of Officiating's weekly dozen, comprising plays through October 26, 2024. I'm Mark Bradley. These videos are from Colorado Springs games, so I'll reference the Colorado 5-Person Mechanics Manual and Colorado Rules Interpretations and Modifications. Please consult your state's Mechanics Manual and Rules Interpretations if I say something that doesn't match what you do in your state. Let's start this weekly dozen video by discussing defensive encroachment. Rule 281 says encroachment occurs when a player is illegally in the neutral zone during the time interval starting at the ready for play and until the ball is snapped. Rule 716 says following the ready for play and after the snapper has placed his hands on the ball, encroachment occurs if any other player breaks the plane of the neutral zone. Encroachment is a dead ball foul. I want to be clear. The players are responsible for legally lining up. We are not obligated to provide any grace to players if they violate the rules book. However, there is an art to officiating. We shouldn't toss a flag every time a player violates a rule. If we did, we'd be walking off penalties all night long. We need to use discretion and determine if a player gains an unfair advantage with his action. In this video, B30 has fouled. If the linesman were to strictly adhere to the rules book, he should blow his whistle and toss a flag right now. B30 is breaking the plane of the neutral zone. Is there anything the linesman can do at this moment? I would prefer he take a step onto the field and yell, 30, take a step back, or 30, get back. If B30 doesn't get back, the linesman can then determine if his action at the snap gives him an unfair advantage. B30 rushes forward at the snap. The linesman tosses a flag and kills the play. We need to sky our dead ball flags, not just toss them on the ground. We use our flags to indicate a player or team has fouled. If we just drop it on the ground, the intent of having a flag is lost. So sky the flags for dead ball fouls or fouls that are simultaneous with the snap. The linesman has judged B30 gained an unfair advantage. If B30 had stood up at the snap, a flag would not be warranted. Here's a second example from the same game, this time on the line judge's side. B23 has lined up with his helmet in the neutral zone. Again, I would prefer the line judge call out to B23 to step back. At the snap, B23 takes a step to his right. He hasn't gained an unfair advantage. However, the line judge immediately kills the play and tosses a flag. If you intend to flag B23 for encroachment, why wait for the snap? Encroachment is a dead ball foul. I intensely dislike dead ball encroachment flags unless the player's position is so ridiculous the wing has no choice but to flag it. If the player has a helmet in the neutral zone, try to get him back with your voice. Wait to see what the player does at the snap. If he gets an unfair advantage, kill the play and throw your flag. If he doesn't, as in this play, hold the flag and then either speak to the player following the play or have the umpire speak to the player, or because the line judge is on the defensive team's sideline, talk to one of the coaches, say, B23 is lining up in the neutral zone. Can you help me get him back? That's called putting money in the bank. B23 did not gain a competitive advantage with his initial action. If you're going to flag B23, you need to flag him before the snap. If not, wait to see what he does, and then you can flag him if he gains a competitive advantage. If you warn a defensive player multiple times and the player continues to illegally line up, you can flag him before the snap. I'll continue to show videos that focus on passing play keys, movement, and eye discipline. In my opinion, this is one of the major weaknesses I see with high school football officials. The formation is strong to the line judge's side, so he has the inside receiver on his side. At the snap, the line judge immediately begins to move down the sideline. His key runs 4 yards downfield. I can't clearly tell if he's watching his key or if he's watching A11, who is the back judge's key. When the pass reaches B8, the line judge is almost directly behind A4, so he might have been unable to rule on catch or trap if B8 had caught or not caught the ball. The line judge should stay at the line of scrimmage until his key, or the players that are in his zone when he shifts to zone coverage, are 10 or more yards downfield. If he needs to move, he should move only a few yards downfield, not 7 yards. Don't move just to move. Move to improve proximity to the players, or move to improve your look angle to the players. We again have trips right, so the line judge's key is the inside receiver, A11. Watch the line judge's head after the snap. The line judge looks into the backfield at the quarterback and doesn't shift his focus until the quarterback releases the ball. This is probably the number one mistake I see wings commit during passing plays. We leave the receivers unattended while they run their routes, and we only shift our focus after the ball is thrown. When we do that, we'll miss holding, offensive pass interference, illegal use of hands, illegal blindside blocks, and other fouls. We also talk about witnessing the beginning, middle, and end of plays. If we stare at the quarterback until he releases the ball, we'll only be able to view the end of a play, and we may make the wrong judgment because we don't have the entire story. Wings, leave the quarterback to the referee. When you read pass, watch your keys, and then shift to a zone if players come into your assigned coverage area. It's a difficult habit to develop, but it's essential to proper pass eye discipline. There's so much to like about this clip. I'll break it down in segments. Trips left, so the line judge has the inside receiver on his side. At the snap, watch how the umpire hustles to the line of scrimmage to rule on the passer's location. Rule 751 says both feet of the passer must be in or behind the neutral zone when the pass is released. The umpire must also get to the line of scrimmage to rule on if the pass crosses the neutral zone in case we have blocking downfield before the pass is caught. Now let's take a look at the line judge. I'd like the line judge to stay on the line of scrimmage while he watches A4. There is no reason to move downfield. Rule 923C says a defensive player shall not use his hand or arms to hook, lock, clamp, grasp, encircle, or hold in an effort to restrain an opponent other than the runner, and 923D says a defensive player shall not contact an eligible receiver who is no longer a potential blocker. The line judge throws a flag for holding. The foul occurred before A2 released the ball, so this is defensive holding and not defensive pass interference. B5's takedown of A6 is technically the back judge's key, but I think because it's in the line judge's sight line, it's fine that he flags this defensive holding foul. I especially like how the line judge continues to officiate after he throws the flag. He marks forward progress and stops the clock. He doesn't abandon the forward progress spot to rush to the referee to report his foul. All officials should give the stop the clock signal, not just the official who tossed the flag. Now take a look at the head linesman. You'll notice he signals to the box person to stay at the line of scrimmage. The 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of A5's run. You may have heard the term reverse goal line. For this play, there are two money lines. Team A's goal line and the end line. We need to prioritize those money lines, so at the snap, the referee is standing on the end line. The ball is snapped on the A5, so the wings must retreat to the goal line and rule on that line if the ball is forced into the end zone. A3 retreats into his end zone, so his run is the force that puts the ball into Team A's end zone. I'd like to see the linesman hustle to the goal line at the snap instead of moving after the receiver catches the ball. Also, remember not to hop or bounce while you move. Don't keep your torso parallel to the sideline. If your torso is parallel, you can only hop or bounce. Instead, turn your torso and sprint to the pylon. The bottom line is the linesman moves to the goal line, so if the receiver is down near the goal line, his call has much more credibility than if he had remained on the line of scrimmage. In Colorado, the wings will retreat to the goal line when the ball is snapped between the goal line and the A5. The referee will have the goal line if the ball is snapped beyond the A5. We've also talked many times about wings showing a sense of urgency. When the ball is down close to the line to gain, the wings need to pinch, give the stop the clock signal, ask for the ball, and spot the ball. In the next two videos from the same game, the line judge pinches and stops the clock, but he doesn't spot the ball. In this video, both wings mark forward progress right at the line to gain. The back judge indicates the runner has passed the line to gain. Technically, that's his prerogative. He is ruling the ball crossed the money line, and he's signaling the result of the play as a first down. But that optic is not superior to having the line judge pinch, spot the ball, and then indicate this is a first down. Almost an identical optic. The line judge comes in, but he does not spot the ball. In both clips, the umpire spots the ball. What do we do if Team B's coach asks for a measurement? The umpire has spotted the ball, so by definition, the integrity of the spot has been compromised. Now we'll take a look at the linesman. Notice he looks at the front stake and then squares off and puts one arm in the air. He does not stop the clock. He can see the line judge pinching and stopping the clock, so he should at least mirror the stop the clock signal. In this clip, the linesman does not stop the clock, but signals first down with an extended left arm. The Colorado mechanic is to point toward Team B's goal line with the right arm in front of the chest. Here's the punchline. Whenever the ball is downed close to the line to gain, both wings need to pinch to the ball, give the stop the clock signal, ask for the ball and spot the ball, and then tell the referee either we're short, it's a first down, or take a look. This is a great example of showing a sense of urgency and selling a spot. It's fourth down and goal from the B1. We need to sell our confidence in the spot with our physical movement and voice. If we passively remain on the sideline, we don't inspire confidence. We don't have the luxury of video review in high school, so we need to sell our rulings whenever appropriate. Remember, our voice is a signal, so as we race to the forward progress spot, we should be yelling, "Short, short." This linesman sells his confidence in the spot by racing in, asking for the ball, and then spotting the ball. We will focus on the matchup between A17 and B34. The three holding components I look for are demonstrated restriction at the point of attack that impacts the play. Does B34 demonstrate restriction, or is he happy to run with A17 as A24 runs by? In my judgment, this is demonstrated restriction. It's not necessarily a foul for A17 to grab jersey, but I believe A17's jersey grab materially restricted B34. The back judge does a great job getting to the goal line. A24 runs over the pylon. Notice the line judge is punching in to indicate A24 did not step out of bounds in the field of play. The back judge does not look at the line judge before signaling touchdown. Take the extra second to visually check in with the line judge before signaling. We don't want a touchdown signal by the back judge, as the line judge rules the runner stepped out of bounds short of the goal line. B31 contacts A4 at the B23. The ball comes out at approximately the B27. It's not too late to race in and sell forward progress was stopped at or near the B23. Again, we don't get the luxury of video review, so our on-the-spot judgment will typically stand unless another official steps in to sell a different ruling. Many times we see nuances and things we've missed during our post-game huddle review. We've all regretted rulings we've missed, but this video review helps us with refined judgment when we see this type of play again. This is kick-catching interference. Rule 656A says that while any free kick is in flight, in or beyond the neutral zone to the receiver's goal line, K shall not touch the ball. The line judge skies the flag and the umpire throws the flag to a spot. Kick-catching interference is a spot foul, so the official should toss the flag to the spot of the foul. Before reporting the foul to the referee, they must come together and place both flags on the same yard line. On this play, Team R chose to enforce the penalty for kick-catching interference 15 yards from the spot of the foul with an awarded fair catch. The foul was on the R40, so end of penalty enforcement was the K45. Because the penalty for kick-catching interference includes an awarded fair catch, Team R could choose to attempt a field goal from a free kick formation with the ball on a kicking tee. I've never witnessed this option, as it is very rare, but this play illustrates how it could happen. Here's another play that emphasizes the importance of throwing our flag to the correct spot. The ball goes out of bounds at the R40. The umpire started on the R20, and he skies his flag, and it lands on the R32. The line judge started at midfield, but he neglects to throw his flag. He may have held his flag because he saw the umpire's flag, but he's closer to the spot where the flag went out of bounds. He has a better look, so we need him to toss his flag to the spot of the foul. The umpire points to the R38. Unfortunately, the ball was next snapped from the R38. The crew neglected to apply Rule 10.4.2 exception. The basic spot may, at the option of the offended team, be the succeeding spot for a foul by K during a legal free kick down. If the crew determined the ball indeed went out of bounds at the R38, the next snap should be from the R43. Whenever K fouls during a scrimmage kick or free kick play, unless it's kick-catching interference, the 10.4.2 exception should be provided to the Team R coach. Part of our pre-snap cross-check should be to ensure all players properly equip their mouthpieces. Players watch college and professional football and attempt to emulate what they see on TV. So dangling the mouthpiece and pulling the pants above the knees become fashion statements. B26 intercepts A85's pass at the B35. When we have a scrimmage kick, free kick, change of possession, any play where the ball comes back upstream with players spaced all over the field, we need to be on high alert for illegal blocks and other unnecessary roughness fouls. This is especially true in a blowout game. The score is 49-8 with 4 minutes remaining on a running clock. A4 grabs B26 and lifts him off the ground. Now A4 is solely responsible for what happens next. Rule 232.16 mentions physical position as one of the components to consider when ruling on actions against a defenseless player. If A4 drops B26 to the ground, we don't have a foul. However, he slams B26 to the ground and the linesman throws a flag. Anytime a player picks up an opponent, the player is now responsible for the outcome of that matchup. Simply picking up the player is obviously not a foul, but slamming the opponent to the ground or executing a wrestling-type suplex slam to the ground will most likely be a foul. We'll look at other body slam examples in next week's video. That's your weekly dozen for games through October 26th. Thanks for watching. If you encounter any interesting plays during your season, I'd love to see them. You can send them to me at contact@artofofficiating.com.